where thou art forth is created this divine potion, a magical elixir that just delivers us into the eternalness of our glorious nature. Coming down forth and raining forth upon us to go forth and become the majestic souls that we are here. To be birthed into an immortal nature of a golden age paradigm that seeks to display our infinite substance created from the depths of our souls. Oh, this magical elixir potion is here to birth and create eternal, glorious new life. My heart sings with such infinite joy at it has visibly displayed such multidimensional vision of this magical elixir of life. Oh, this elixir of life sets us forth into our direction, into our eternal glory. And what is this magical elixir, you may ask? The elixir of life is simply a potion that grants eternal, immortal life. Now, many may beg to differ whether this is a physical elixir, an invisible elixir, or simply a multi-dimensional elixir. We have been said to be presented with so many different notions of eternal life. And as we have been birthed forth in this mortal bodies, our divine eternal souls are now displaying to us that it is now time to merge fully with the eternal presence that lies within each and every one of you. And so as we enter this new dynamic golden age era, we now have to merge fully with our higher divine souls and see that the elixir of life is truly within each and every one of us. So as history presents it, we have been presented with different displays of what this magical elixir of life is truly all about. It is often said that some have indeed went forth and tried to bring forth together this physical elixir of life. Many have went forth and developed their own potions, which they believe have granted them some sort of immortal life. But you may want me to just bring it down a little bit into something simple that tells you what exactly is this elixir of life that I'm speaking of. Let me point out a simple example to you. According to some mythological texts, the great Hermes Trismegistus thrice great was granted this magical elixir of life, and so have been reincarnated here on earth to simply display this immortal life by going forth and creating different dynasties all over this galactic earth. And as we are setting forth into this new era, we are being asked to co-create within each and every one of us an elixir that grants us this eternal, immortal life. Now, I will present this to you to simply show you and connect spirituality with scientific notions. What substance is it that without it our physical vessels wouldn't be able to exist on this earth? Just simply go forth and think of anything that you could bring forth to your divine memory right now. Now, many historical texts have tried to go forth and explain that we can go forth and have this eternal life through the substance of this divine water element that's all over the earth, which is simply co-created with particles of hydrogen and carbon dioxide, the element of H2O. You see, as I have noted before, the gaseous components of protons and electrons have simply all over the universe formed the light presence. And as we connect with our light essence, we begin to see that we are truly made of this divine substance. Here goes this correlation to the substance of water. Many have presented it to say that the substance of water is truly this magical potion of life. So we could start there. We could see that water goes forth and merges into our body and, makes up our entire chemical system. It's like flowing like a river, the blood vessels within our system to tell us that, wow, without it, our mortal souls wouldn't be able to exist, or mortal structure wouldn't be able to exist. We see that nature itself is composed of the water elements from just looking at our water sources or rivers, or streams or waterfalls or lakes or oceans or ponds. And we use this so dynamically to produce hydro energy to, sustain us with life through our products and our, our plants that, we use to eat to sustain our body. To make so many different substances for medicine and, you name it. The animals use it. We nourish our souls and hydrate our souls with water. And so we begin to question, is water truly this magical elixir of life? Now, we know that water has been, processed and chemicalized in so many different ways. Now, we now have to question even the water element, what it has become. So, as much as it's pure in its nature of a gaseous component, we now have to see any added substances to this water. Will it begin to deplete our immortal vessels? But this is, of course, a great debate that have, been presented to us to display that this magical elixir, of course, is water. Now, as I've stated before, there's others that have done their own experimentations, with different minerals, which I choose not to go into, and concocted some sort of magical potion that grants them the youthful nature and is said to cure all sorts of diseases. Now, I challenge each and every one of you, before taking up any sort of experimentation, you go into great research, as This could be a hit or miss moment for you, and you really don't want to put yourself in jeopardy of, concording these potions and, you know, hurting yourself instead of actually becoming this beautiful elixir that grants you eternal life. Now let's go forth into the multidimensional field. What exactly is this multidimensional elixir of life that grants us eternal life? Oh, can you feel it from across the screen? And as my heart sings with so much joy, I present to you the most dynamic, magical elixir of life, of deep, pure, unconditional love. You see, we can be physical vessels. We can concoct all sorts of magical potions from making up different substances in a physical, elemental form. But without this invisible presence in nature, we are simply nothing. We are simply, just automatons walking around this earth. Without this dynamic essence that just displays this oneness principle all over the earth. We are simply just non-existent with what life simply presents to us. And as we begin to go back scientifically and connecting spirituality, we begin to see that as the light essence that we are elemental. This dynamic love presence is truly a multidimensional elixir of life that grants us eternal life. Take, for example, our great spiritual teacher, Jesus, better known as Yahshua or Yahweh, in olden times, came forth and was born on this earth to present to us the characteristic of what it simply means to be unconditional, loving presence and essences coming directly from source. As I go forth and present to you this dynamic notion that, oh yes, the divine presence of love is truly a divine version of what the magical elixir of life is. So, begin to see that there are many different depictions and examples of what this magical elixir of life is all about. And we are now stepping forth into this golden era where if you step forth into your divine spiritual essence with a knowingness that you are indeed an immortal being here. Your soul is truly immortal. You could step forth and concoct your own magical elixir of life. Now, this is an open-ended experimentation that we're setting forth. I have presented to you physical, examples of what this magical elixir, and I have presented to you multidimensional elixir. It's up to you to come up with your own magical elixir of life. So let's all step forward and see to it that we are not talking about the physical vessel. We have to see now that during this ascension process, we are becoming pure light vessels. Yes, we have used this physical body to connect to this material essence of our nature. But do not remain limited. Start seeing it in a multidimensional way. You are returning back to the lights. This Aquarius age is all about returning back to source, becoming one with source and with everything around it. So just see to it that this presentation is all about letting you know that we are being pulled in all sorts of different directions, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, supernaturally, and most of all, multidimensionally. We are now divinely knowing that we are returning to this immortal nature, this light nature. And so, go forth and envision your own eternal, magical elixir of life. What is it, you may ask? The question and answer all lies within you. Magical elixir of life. A great flow that just bursts throughout my entire being and entire soul. Makes me feel whole and complete. That we are all immortal beings here to co-create a whole new golden age, new era of life and light.